Hey YouTube, it's Raven here.
Starfire.
And tonight we're talking about Supergirl.
Season 4. I almost said 5. Season 4, episode 14. Stand and Deliver.
So I thought it was a pretty great episode.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I rather enjoyed it.
Yeah. I thought it was good too.
What did you like about it?
I don't know, like, I liked seeing them, you know, I mean, of course it was going to happen eventually, but I liked seeing them all come together and just fight for it and, you know, use their voice and, you know, make change, because when you do that, it usually helps. And so it was nice, and I'm glad that Alex didn't compromise herself or her job.
Yep. And
she actually, you know, went by her beliefs and her morals and her duty instead of the politics of it. And, you know, which made that Sergeant Kelly happy. Or is that what her name is? What's her friggin' name? Whatever that lady's name is.
Yeah.
It made her happy.
Let's call her Sergeant K.
Okay.
Or Colonel K. Whatever the fuck. K. Her name is K. Okay?
Okay.
We'll call her K.
K?
Because we know that her name starts with a K. So she's K.
Well, Colonel, Sergeant, whatever. It made her happy. And the president and Lockwood are gonna go into some congressional things to decide on what to do with it, and
they had to put it on hold.
Yeah.
Because they can't go against the Alien Amnesty Act right now, because the entire populace is against repeal.
Basically.
So.
And that one guy, was he a reporter? The one who was like kind of for the alien or against the alien amnesty thing, but like he was talking to Kara, and he was saying you're okay because you're a superhero.
No, he works with Ben.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like doubting, you know, because he was like, well, maybe they're not as bad as he's saying that they are. Yeah. And was he the one in the picture that James took who was helping one of the aliens? Okay.
But he did end up helping one of the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he realized that they're just people too.
Yeah. So. And it's not that they're trying to take everything away from us. They just want to live amongst us. That's always how it's been with anybody that's been different for the most part. Yeah. We don't want to take things from you. We want to live with you, amongst you as a society, and be able to get along and be able to be peaceful and just coexist with each other. Yeah. Like
America is the great melting pot of the world. Like, we were the original melting pot.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't understand how in their mindset they think that anybody who isn't human or anybody who isn't whatever race or whatever is taking from them when we took from the Native American people. We did exactly what they're saying that the aliens are doing.
Yeah, but we actually went to war again. Yeah. And they're not.
Yeah, but there's a civil war that's probably starting to brew.
Well, that's because you have bad guy aliens and you have bad guy humans. Yeah. And people can't seem to say, like, oh my gosh, there's bad people in every race.
Right?
Like, heaven forbid.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why half the people are there, like, fleeing.
Right.
Like, I wonder why half of their planets are uninhabitable. Yeah. Because there's bad guys within their people. There's bad guys within the human race, too.
Right. Like Kara was saying, you know, a lot of those people were fleeing because of those things. Also because of what was going on my planet. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
her planet exploded.
Mm-hmm.
She can't go back. There's no going back. There's nothing there. There's not even a rock to stand on. And, I mean, some of them are fleeing because of a pestilence has taken over.
Yeah, or like, famine, or...
Yeah.
You know,
there's all
war,
of that.
or you know, whatever. Something. It's not just because, oh, we want to get away to, like, you know...
Let's go vacation on Earth!
Yeah, no. Like, usually they're trying to flee from some type of oppression that's happening in their nation.
Mm-hmm. If I could vacation anywhere, Earth would not be my ideal go-to. Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of places on Earth that I want to visit that I haven't visited.
We live here. If we had the option to go to any other planet besides Earth...
Oh, heck yes.
Yes.
Go to a freaking moon, or
I'd go to Titan... and, like, camp out on their beaches. Like, that's a resort.
Where's Titan?
It's the moon of... I think it's... I think it is Saturn or Jupiter.
Oh.
It's one of their moons.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like a tropical, like, ocean moon.
Like a tropical oasis.
Well, it's more like Earth, but it's a moon.
Nice.
So
it's inhabitable. So it's habitable.
No. We don't know if it's H2O or if it's not.
Oh.
So we don't know if the air is oxygen, but
so is Earth literally the only planet that you can live
on? We don't know for sure.
Okay.
We do know that there's at least one other planet that meets the criteria of the same that the Earth does.
Okay.
So either life could possibly be there now, but we don't have the technology to see if there's life there, or even to see if they have like satellites or anything there too. Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
But we know that there's a planet out there like Earth, close to the sun, like in the habitable zone.
Isn't Mars like too hot to live on, or too... Okay. It's like, yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, the point is, we should all be able to live together without some type of thing being a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you were saying, there's always going to be evil and bad people within whatever it is. Aliens, humans, whatever. Like, there's always going to be people that we're not going to like, or that are going to be against us, or not liking the system, or whatever it is. And they're going to be fighting for something.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm just done with the whole thing that they're doing. Like, you know, just stand. Just learn to stand together and be a race. Like, be the kind of people that, like, we are supposed to be to other races or aliens or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Whoops.
It's okay. I'll pick it up.
I
have a lot of them there.
Yes, you do.
I don't know where else to put them.
I don't know.
They're Pops, by the way.
Yeah, she got some Funko heads.
The Pop vinyl figures.
Let's see.
Marty McFly.
Here's a Marty McFly with a guitar. Yeah.
And Jasmine.
So, I knocked over a pile of those.
Sorry.
But, like, I mean, no matter what stage we are at as a species, we've always been looking towards the stars.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to leave the Earth and go beyond.
Yeah, we've always wanted to have more knowledge of, like, other life that's out there.
Right. So, I mean, Is this how you want to be treated when you effing leave planet Earth?
Right? And I mean, this is why so many people are interested in all this space stuff, like Star Trek and Star Wars and all those types of things, because you're seeing all these different species and these different life on other planets and other places. And you're interacting with them and you are learning about them and everything. And
even though they're not like real species.
Yeah.
Who's to say you won't meet a species out there similar to that? Whether or not they look like that,
right?
Like they still have the same beliefs or whatever.
Yeah, that whole first contact concept, you know, and so yeah, like why would you wouldn't want to be treated that way if you were gonna leave,
right? Just
like they don't want to be treated that way here because the majority of them are not bad. They're doing good, and they're just living in society like the humans are. But of course, there's going to be bad aliens just like there's bad humans.
Yeah.
You know? And you just have to deal with that because that's how it is no matter what. Humanity is not perfect. Mm-hmm. Aliens are not perfect.
No.
Superheroes are not perfect.
No.
Like, that's just how life is.
Yeah.
It's just how it's going to be. It's always going to be evil, good versus evil, or wars, or conflict, regardless, because that is just, you know, how the human race has been set up, basically. There's never gonna fully be peace until whatever, you know, you believe happens, basically. Yeah. I don't want to get into a religious rant, but yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, like, I...
Just putting it out there.
Yeah. I don't even know what else to add to that, because 100% true. So,
I mean, we're all striving for peace, and we're all striving for that, and, you know, if people can be kind and be helping and helpful to people, and you know, like what James captured in that photo, and help others, even if you might not understand them or agree or whatever, you know, it's just about being a kind person.
Mm-hmm. I love that Brainy was American Alien.
Yes.
Like, when she said American Alien, all I heard was American Idiot. I want to be an American idiot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that dates us.
It does.
Speaking of.
Don't even. You kill my insides.
I'm sorry. But other people were posting about it online.
Go for it.
22 years ago, Buffy premiered.
You kill the inside of me.
I'm sorry.
I didn't watch it when I was that young.
Neither did I.
But
I didn't even. I'm still watching it. I'm not even done with it.
Yeah. But just
I started watching it back in like 2014 when I was watching it with you, and I'm almost done. I'm on the last season.
Mm-hmm.
Because I took a big long break from it and went back to it and then just continued.
Yeah.
So.
Don't spoil the ending for her, guys. I am trying to keep her series finale clean.
Not that I won't accidentally spoil myself.
Yeah.
Because that has happened.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me like it any less. It just means that I know what's going to happen going into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm prepared.
Yeah. But off the Buffy topic and back to Supergirl. Both amazing women who fight for the betterment of all mankind.
Yes.
One is alien and one is mostly human. I mean, she's human, but not normal. So
she's the Slayer.
To every generation, one Slayer is
born.
Oh, it changes in the final season. But Supergirl is amazing. I thought it was amazing that I still can't get American Idiot out of my head.
Don't wanna be an American Idiot. I was never a huge Green Day fan, but
my brother was.
I like some of their songs, but I wasn't like an obsessed fan. Like a bunch of my friends liked My Chemical Romance and Good Charlotte and Green Day, and I was like, no, I'm gonna stick with my oldies music.
See, I
because I was odd.
Yeah, I liked Green Day. I just didn't care for An American Idiot and September Ends.
Well, of the three of those that I mentioned, Green Day was the one I liked the best. That I listened to the most.
Yeah.
But
tell us your favorite Green Day song down in the comments
if
below.
You're not young enough, if you're not too young to have listened to them.
Or if you are, just go back and listen to the greatest hits.
Because, like, they were popular when I was in high school, so.
Yeah.
Middle school, high school. But
yeah.
Around there,
yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So, Supergirl. Just one of those nights, guys. Just one of those nights.
So, you thought it was amazing how what?
How everyone just came together. Like,
yeah.
They had been fighting and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's cool too. Like how something like that can just make people stop the conflict and realize that there's something more important that they need to be fighting for. And then they just come together in that moment and they make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
I think there was, like, some of the humans were chasing after the Children of Liberty, which I found kind of funny. I chuckled.
Yeah.
But I think that Jean needs to get his head back on straight.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why he's, like, acting the way he is over Manchester and just everything regarding that.
Why do you think he's acting that way?
Because of what he did to him before, where he's, like, you know, got in his head and he was making him, what was it? With the... Didn't he, like, punish him and make him feel stuff? Or was that just a temporary thing? Like, is that still affecting him?
That was a temporary thing.
Okay. Well, I don't know then.
Well, Manchester seems to know some stuff about Jean as well.
Yeah.
And I think that that part of it, no matter how much he wants to deny it, was a little bit of a two-way street. And unlike last week when he thought that Manchester was, like, suicidal and he wanted Jean to end him.
Yeah.
I think that he's wanting to turn Jean. And playing mind games with him the way he is a good way to make him think he's crazy. And then be like, hey, bud, remember when we were friends?
So he's trying to turn him
into his life.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I think that might be an option of what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
There's also the option of he wants to get him out of the way, so make him insane and then get him out of the way.
Yeah.
Jean is now certifiable. And is going full Martian Manhunter on his ass.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that ending with Jean, just like,
right?
You asked for this. He's like, I'm going to go after you.
Yeah.
The Manhunter way.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Like, are you happy about it or no?
No. I can see what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
Like I've said, you know, it's there's something in Jean that he can't get a handle on, and it's something to do with Manchester. And it almost feels like Manchester's able to manipulate Jean.
Yeah.
Like, not just, like, from the outside, but the inside.
Right.
Because Jean said that he can feel Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
And so if he's able to have that that spiritual connection with Manchester, then it's not just a one-way street.
Right.
So it's I think that's really what's driving his hate.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of Manchester's hate, not his.
Yeah.
And he's letting someone else's hate consume him.
Mm-hmm.
And part of it might be self-hatred for letting his girlfriend die.
Yeah.
Fiance, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it is blaming Lockwood.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it just all depends on whether John notices that or not.
Yeah.
And currently he's not.
And I think, too, because he has kind of that telepathic ability with people, like, he can sense those feelings and those emotions. So he is, like you said, letting it consume him.
Well, what it is that earlier in the season when he made that mental connection and he opened up and the feelings were, like, shared or whatever, there's an aspect of Manchester that hasn't left Jean.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still connected to him.
Yeah.
And that's how he's getting the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just because, like, oh, he's...
I think that's what I was kind of trying to say before. Like, he still kind of has that connection with him. So he's still, like... He's going off of those emotions that Manchester is having, like you said, either it's self-hatred or whatever, towards, you know, the loss of his fiancée and then what Lockwood did. And, you know, but it's consuming Jean in a way that it's making him want to go after him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, he doesn't necessarily want to be, if Manchester's trying to convert him to his side, he doesn't necessarily want that, you know. So.
Yeah. So that's all interesting.
Freaking very, very end.
I'm not there yet. Lena.
Yeah. We didn't see much of Lena in this episode.
We didn't, but we didn't need to.
Yeah. We didn't need to know that she's still working on what she is working on.
But it's nice to know that she's standing up to Kay.
Yeah.
And
I thought it's not Kelly? It's not.
I don't think it's Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly seems way too Valley Girl.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, Kelly!
A loser, double loser.
As if whatever. Get the picture. Duh.
Yes, Lizzie McGuire, y'all.
The joys of childhood.
As if whatever, right?
Get the picture. Duh.
That's not really okay anymore, though.
No, it's
so
not.
It's like, duh.
I like duh better anyway.
Right?
Duh!
Yeah, duh.
Oh, man.
Okay. So, yeah. It's nice to know that she's still able to stand up for her work.
Oh, we were so off. It's Colonel Haley.
Haley?
Colonel Haley.
Well, it wasn't Kelly. So, Haley. Okay. Haley. Where the hell did we get the K from?
I don't know. It's Colonel Haley.
Maybe we got the K because Colonel kind of like.
For some reason, I thought it was like, I knew that it ended in like L-Y, so like Haley or Kelly or something like that. Like I knew it was one of those names, but I just like wasn't sure, so I was just saying Kelly because I'm like, it's close. Right. I don't know, like, but yeah, it's Colonel Haley.
Haley. I think I got the K because Colonel sounds like
it does.
But whatever. Okay, so Colonel Haley.
Yeah. So I was like, I need to look that up.
Yeah. I am confused about her.
Yeah. Because, I mean, she's working with Lena, right? Like, she said she was on board with what Lena was...
She's on board with giving humans superpowers so they can kick alien ass off the planet.
Yeah.
Like she wants to be able to defend the human race. The human race has nothing to fear from these aliens.
Yeah, and she's basically, like, on the side of the Liberty people, in a way.
I think she's not. I mean, she is, but she's not. She's not as, like...
Yeah.
She's not as sold out.
Mm-hmm.
She's not even as bad as the president.
Yeah.
She does have, like, her ideas.
Yeah.
But I think she was also somehow affected by that picture that James took.
Mm-hmm.
Because that picture spoke to millions. I looked at it, I was like, I don't get it, but okay.
I mean, I could see how, like, it would affect people, especially people that are, like, on the side of the Sons of Liberty, just because but they see the compassion and the kindness and stuff.
I think what the picture that they should have went with would be one that was a known person to speak out against.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't say whether or not that human, what side of the line that human was on.
Right, that's true. Like, if it had been, like, Ben, or if it had been... You know, somebody...
that guy
that
was working with Ben.
Yeah, like, that's who I legitimately thought was in the photo.
Right.
Because I knew that there was an alien in the photo, but I thought the other person that was helping the alien was that guy.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
Yeah. I know, but I thought it was. I wish it had been.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
the alien in the photo was female, and the person that he helped up with male.
Yeah, so I mean... You know, if it, like you said, it would have had more of an impact if it had been somebody that was like who everybody is seeing. That's like the face of that movement, like Supergirl or like another famous alien that's one of the superheroes. Or
no, it had to.
It had to have been Ben or...
It had to have been a human that has known ties to Ben or his group.
Okay.
Helping an alien. It doesn't matter if they're Supergirl. Supergirl doesn't need help.
Yeah, she does.
But, like, it could be the lowliest alien of them all, as long as one of them was helping the alien.
Yeah.
And that's the picture they should have went with. Not this nobody and an alien. Because...
But I think why they did that was probably just because they're assuming most of the humans are on the side of the Sons of Liberty. So if it's just any human that's helping an alien, like, it's gonna impact people and it's gonna make people think, okay, well, maybe the aliens aren't as bad as they're thinking they are. So that's probably why they did that.
Yeah. But Colonel Haley, I think she was touched by it a little bit.
And then Lena's like, you know, tomorrow might be too late. Like, we still have to...
she's still worried because, you know, there are evil aliens out there.
Yeah.
And humans do need to learn how to protect themselves. And you can't protect yourself against superpowers if you don't have any.
No. But I'm just concerned about it getting into the wrong hands.
Yeah, which is what Lena is concerned with.
Yeah. And by working with the government and, you know, that kind of...
Well, if she wasn't working with the government, then when it was created and she chose the first subject that had a success, and that subject was running around, then the government would come and seize all assets.
True.
On the grounds of Homeland Security.
True.
So...
She has to.
Yeah. One way or another, it would have happened. And if her work was seized under... the Homeland Security, then
they could use it however they saw fit, basically.
Yeah, she wouldn't be in control.
No. And that would be even worse.
In control.
Yeah, but that would be even worse.
Yeah.
Because then they could just experiment on whoever they wanted.
At least this way she's able to control it somewhat.
Yeah.
But I think that's something... I know that James has an issue with sharing it with the government, but he has to realize that either way it was going to end up with the government.
True.
It's just that this way there's regulation.
Right. That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anything else?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I'm still hoping for Brainy and Nia Noel. Like,
yes.
I think they're so cute.
They are.
He's so awkward.
Yes.
Like, it's so adorable.
Oh, I love how James was, like, when him, Kara, and Nia were all walking, he's like, and I want a one-on-one with Supergirl's new sidekick.
I know, it was so cute how Nia's like, me and the sidekick? Like, she was so excited about it.
Sidekick?
She was, like, so excited.
Yeah, she's like, we can do that? Yeah, I'll get on that right away.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh. Well, I guess the time has come to talk about the ending.
Gosh, what did you think, guys? Like, oh my gosh.
Like, like, when he was walking out, I was like, don't go back for that phone. Just go home.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah. Just let it go to voicemail. You can deal with it in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not that urgent. Yeah. You're off duty. Go home. Like,
for some reason, when I said, I guess tonight is the night of like past stuff, because when I said go home, my mind said run home from Hook.
Oh jeez.
So like I have home run and run home like going over in my head.
I've only seen that movie once.
Oh, I was obsessed with it.
Once. And it was like, I don't know, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years ago. At least I've seen it.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay, anyways. Just go home.
Yeah.
Like,
go home.
Yes.
I wouldn't answer it. I would just gosh, seriously. All the stuff from our childhood. It's probably because you saw Captain Marvel and it takes place in the 90s.
It is. It is.
All the 90s throwbacks.
And then we watched a little bit of Charm, so we had the dial-up sound all night long.
Well, because the TV show that she watched on there was 90s.
Well, no, it's because it happened with the computer.
Yeah.
Something happened.
And the dial-up.
And so, like, something happened to, like, the modem or whatever, so, like, we had the dial-up sound. I was like... So now my mind is inundated with, like, childhood stuff. Y'all should go see Captain Marvel. It's amazing!
I'm planning on seeing it this week. I don't know what day, but I'm seeing it. My dad and I are going to see it.
We do see how Fury gets the eye patch.
Good.
That's all the speculation was correct, guys. But anyway, the gun. We see the gun as he's walking back to the phone.
Yeah. So obviously it was from behind him.
Yeah. We see the gun, we hear the shot, and for a split instant, I was like, who did he shoot? Like, my mind did not want to process the fact that it was James.
Right.
Like, I was like,
wait.
Who got shot?
What just happened?
Yeah.
Legit.
Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, so James is going to answer the phone. We'll get back with him in a minute and find out who's on the other end, who just got shot. Like, that's what, in a split instant, that's what went through my mind.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, let's pan over and see who got shot. Did someone shoot
all I registered was, like, the phone ringing, him going back towards it, then a gun, then him on the ground. And I'm like... And I didn't have any words. I was like, James! Like, what happened? And then you were like, the blood is pooling on the ground around him. And I was just like, I don't know what to say.
I was like, he got shot! He got shot! In the back! The blood is pooling on the ground! Look at it! That's what I did. What the hell just happened?
I'm sorry, I
laughing because I am now picturing the bald man behind the gun. And him being bald makes me laugh because he looks funny.
You mean Lex?
Yes, Lex.
Lex is coming back in next week's episode, played by John Cryer, everyone.
Yes. And he looks hilarious with his mustache beard thing going on and no hair on top.
I have tears in my eyes.
Like,
my cheeks hurt from laughing so hard. I'm smiling. Oh my goodness. But yes, I mean, I was basically speechless when James got shot.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened? Like,
yeah.
You know, like he's on the ground and the blood is pooling behind him. Like, no.
But he's not dead.
I know. And because didn't he get shot up in the upper back? Does it look like when, like, before he fell, where he was shot was, like, up here by his, like, shoulder blade?
Well, it also depends on, like, where you're shot in that area.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like, like, you can get shot, like, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know where it is up in here, but on either shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, like, extremely dangerous.
Oh, yeah, like your collarbone or,
like
upper...
I don't know, there's, like, some stuff in there that,
okay.
like, I don't know the innards of the body, okay?
The anatomy of the body.
Well, I wasn't going to say anatomy, because then I think of the
Grey's
movie.
Anatomy?
No!
Oh.
I think of that college movie where no one got accepted, like, to college, and so they made a fake college, and...
Accepted?
Maybe. Was that what it was called?
I think so. I don't know. I didn't see it.
And,
like, advertised.
The parents called him, and called the guy that, like, started this whole thing, and they're like, oh, what are you studying? And he, like, lists off all these classes that aren't happening. Then he looks at this chick in the pool, and he's like, anatomy.
Oh,
And I'm like, I can never say anatomy again without thinking of that scene.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it does depend on where you get shot.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it just, to me, like, what I noticed before he went down, it looked like it was up higher than where he was bleeding out from. So that's why.
Well, that's because it pooled and then it leaked out. But we saw Lex pushing someone in a chair. So he probably brought his own wheelchair with him and has set James up in it, and is pushing him around his office to the balcony, which is where we saw him before your thing cut off.
Yeah.
So.
I hate that it cuts off the promos on the DVR. It's annoying.
Yeah. I mean, you could always set it to record, like, 5 extra minutes, which is what I do.
That's
true. Why I don't get it cut off. But, yeah, I'm just like, what?
Oh my gosh. Lex is coming!
Like, it does make sense that when Lex breaks out, he'd go after James, because he knows James Olsen is a friend of Superman. And, I mean, I know Supergirl is kind of a new concept to him.
Yeah.
But, obviously, same family. Right. So he's going to be going after whatever super is close to James at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
When I say super, I think of Incredibles.
Oh, Lord, stop!
They're called supers.
I thought I was bad. Okay. Tonight is nostalgia night.
It is. First Captain Marvel, and then the dial-up sound on Charmed, and then you talking about Buffy's reunion.
Well, I mean, it's there.
Anniversary. Like, it's just... It's old school night, y'all.
Yeah.
But,
deal with it. But yeah, I'm actually really excited for the Lex arc that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I am. Like, I found out about like John Cryer playing Lex like a while back,
right.
like because I read an article, and I didn't know when it was gonna start, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see whether or not I can keep a straight face while he acts. Because I've only ever seen him in 2.5 Men.
Well, I've seen him in this 80s movie called Pretty in Pink, where he played Ducky, who is Molly Ringwald's friend.
Oh, Ducky. Dr. Mallard from NCIS.
Anyway, he was in that movie, and then he was in 2.5 Men. He's been in some other things, too. But I think those are what he's most known for.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Isn't he wasn't bald on 2.5 Men?
He might have been balding. Like, starting to lose some of his hair, maybe. But...
Yeah. I bet it's fun for him to play Lex. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to play one of the best villains?
Mostly, I think if he did have, like, a beard or anything, it was cut, like, short. Or he was clean-shaven.
Mm-hmm.
And
but, I mean, who doesn't want to play, like, a villain like that? I mean, Lex is so popular, and he's so renowned in the Superman.
There's so much to him.
Yeah, and he's, like, so known in the Superman universe. Mm-hmm. Like,
there's so many different versions of him you could do.
I mean, Michael Rosenbaum played Lex in Smallville great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was a great Lex.
It's gotta be amazing to put your spin on a character that's been around for over 50 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
because I mean, the first time we see him, well, I mean, they had the original back in the 50s, black and white one, and then we had the movies with Christopher Reeve, and that's where I was first introduced to Lex.
Yeah. Yep, Lex walking around with his whore of
Gene
the movie.
Hackman, right?
I think maybe.
I think it was Gene Hackman.
But in each movie he had a different slut next to him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we get to see the version of him in Smallville, because that's a TV series, so we get to see the development more than we do in the movies.
And then you get Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Which we don't speak of.
I have not seen that.
That's
the one with Brandon Routh, right?
Yeah. I didn't mind it. I thought he made a good Superman.
I can see him being Superman. Like,
that's because he looks like...
He does, but I mean, just, like, personality-wise, too. Yeah. Like, the kind of dorky awkwardness. Like, I can see him doing that.
But I was used to him playing Silas. I think it was Silas. He was playing a very, very evil man on Heroes at the time.
Oh, I've not seen enough Heroes to know.
Me and my family were obsessed with Heroes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of awkward to see the mastermind villain playing Superman.
Yeah, Gene Hackman played Lex Luthor in the movies.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
But, yeah. It's always weird when, like, you see somebody in something first, and then you see them in other things, and they don't play an evil character, and you're just like, you always still will associate them with that one character. Like, for me, I'm always going to associate him with Ray, because that's what I first saw him as. As Ray Palmer. Brandon Roth. That's who I first saw him as.
Yeah.
Was Ray.
It's just really hard for me to picture the two, like, that Ray and the evil guy are the same. Like, because in my mind, because the character looks so different, they're completely different guys.
Yeah.
But they're the same person.
Yeah, it's weird.
But, then you have the Lex in the current Superman mythos. The guy who played social media. He played the guy behind Facebook.
Oh.
Who cares? But, like, that's the actor that plays Lex.
Oh, yeah, in Batman vs. Superman.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about. Mark Zuckerberg?
Yes. But, yeah, so that guy is playing Lex, and I'm not sure how I feel about that version, but it's because I
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg. Sorry.
Yeah, he played
Mark Zuckerberg
yeah.
in The Social Network.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I was trying to think of the actor who you were talking about. Because I knew like what movie you were talking about and who he played in the movie, but I couldn't think of his name.
Right. So it's going to be really interesting to see what type of Lex we're going to get here.
Yeah.
Because
whether it's going to be like the classic one or, you know,
if he's going to put on the suit that Lena made and we're going to get the Lex in the suit, because that's a big story arc in the
We
comics.
probably will. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I mean, there's lots of story arcs with Lex.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things she could do. You could kill Kara. You could do that storyline. Where, like, the death of Supergirl lives kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
The death of Supergirl. Because we just saw the death of Superman in BVS. And then, like, he's resurrected. Spoilers. In Justice League.
Yeah.
And
which was such bad CGI, I'm sorry.
Yes. The no mustache was horrible. But, like, we could get a story arc like that. And to be honest, that's my favorite story arc in the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, when Supergirl dies?
When Superman dies.
Oh.
Supergirl's not in the story yet. But Superman dies, and in reality, he went to the future. And it was a desolate world, and that's where he met, now I'm forgetting his name. The villain from Legends of Tomorrow first season. The dude that, like, travels through time and tries to, like, rule the world.
Kronos? I don't
Kronos is a god.
God of time.
Yes. But no.
I don't remember his name. Rip?
Rip was the good guy?
Yeah, that's right.
That was saving people.
It was season 1, okay? I didn't even watch season 1 until it was, like, on
I'm very protective of Rip because I watched him first on Doctor Who. And he will always be the little nurse Rory to me. Who became a sentinel. Anyways,
I'll look it up. Hang on.
But I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. The moment you say it, I'm gonna punch myself. But yeah, that's how we meet him, and then Superman comes back because they used Superman says that he won't let this version of Earth happen in the future, that he'll stop it. And
Vandal Savage? No.
Yes.
Okay.
And so Vandal Savage and Superman work together to get him back. And so the Earth doesn't die like that. But yeah, like, that would be really interesting.
It would, yeah.
And I would really much enjoy that type of story arc.
Well, I guess we'll see next week.
Yeah.
Where it's gonna lead.
Yeah.
I'm excited, though.
Yeah.
I want to see what John Cryer's gonna do with it.
Yes. How is he gonna pull off evil? Evil. How is he gonna pull it off? Okay. So that's enough fun and games tonight, guys. If you guys had any flashbacks from your childhood, put down the references in the comments below.
Yeah.
And let's keep this night going.
Yes.
Or not. But let's just keep it going in the comments.
I mean, the nostalgia throwbacks from us will be never ending because of how many TV shows we've seen. A lot of things that we say will make us think of something else and reference that. So pretty much everything I say is a TV or movie reference, for the most part. Or a song, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or remind me of something that I've seen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're always going to get that when you watch us.
Yes. So I suppose
until next time, love yourself and be happy!